Harvey, what can I do for you?
I'll tell you what you should have done for me. Stop me from taking the case from Alex.
And if you recall, that's what I tried to do.
And then you changed your mind.
Because I listened to you.
Oh, well, you picked a hell of a time to start doing that because Zane set me up.
I don't care what Zane did. You went after her because it's who you are.
And you're supposed to be saving me from myself.
Which is exactly what I did.
How the hell do you figure that?
Harvey, Mike left.
What does that have to do with this?
It has everything to do with it, because the reason he left is because he finally came to terms with who he is. And now that he's gone, who you are is a man who wants back in the game. Don't you see, you've been to the top of the mountain. You've proved you can do it, and you may not want to admit it, but you're getting tired of just sitting up there enjoying the view.
Donna, how's it gonna look to the rest of the world if I step down?
I'll tell you how. Like no other firm can touch us. Not with you and Robert doing what everybody knows you were meant to do. And by that, I mean pulling off the kind of shit that only Harvey Specter can do.
You know, life was simpler when this was my office.
As I understand it, when you were in this office, you almost went to prison for Mike Ross. I don't see what was simpler about that.
Yeah, you do. Robert, you said that I should come back when I was ready to admit that you were right. Well, I'm back.
Takes a big man to admit that, Harvey. I appreciate it.
You're not gonna try to hug me, are you?
I don't know what goes on between you and Louis, but I'll pass.
Then I guess this is the part where I make my first humble request to my fearless leader.
That took about 2 seconds. Let's hear it.
My office.
What about it?
I want it back.
In that case, your fearless leader is happy to comply.
What do you say we go out and grab those burgers?
Not tonight, but we will. I still have something I have to take care of.
Am I in trouble?
Why, you do something wrong?
I guess that depends on what you mean by wrong.
I'm not here because you're in trouble. I'm here because Harvey just asked me to swap offices, and then he told me I was right. And I doubt those words have ever come out of that man's mouth without first having a conversation with you.
You sound pretty sure of yourself for a man who's only been here about 10 minutes.
You think Rachel didn't tell her father about the mighty Donna Paulson?
I guess I never thought of her as much of a chatterbox. Then again, she did tell me about the time that you took the...
Whatever it is, just remember, once you say it out loud, we can never pretend that you don't know it.
And that, Robert Lucas Zane, is why you are managing partner.
Good night, Donna.
Good night, Robert.
You really have no concept of boundaries, do you?
You know, most people would be here to tell you they think we got off on the wrong foot, but I'm here to say we got off on the right one.
And what foot is that?
The one where you and I discover we're not so different after all.
I don't think I'm anything like you.
You are. Right down to the fact that we both grew up in Riverside, New York. Which is why we'll both always feel like outsiders, no matter how much we earn their respect.
How do you know that about me?
Because I do my homework.
Maybe we are alike.
That's all I wanted to say.
Except for one thing. You told Jeremy Stiller that you grew up on a farm, and last I checked, there aren't any farms in Riverside.
And that little observation is the reason we got off on the right foot.
I don't follow.
There are 3 things that happen when I tell different people different stories. 1, they don't recognize it, which means I don't need to worry about them. 2, they know I did it, but don't have the balls to say anything, which means I need to worry about them even less. Or 3, they call me on it. And believe me, 3 is my kind of guy.
Well, in that case, welcome to the firm.
Glad to be here. Oh, and by the way, I would have won.
Harvey, good, you're here.
I am, but not for long. I have to take care of something for one of Mike's old clients.
That's fine, but I need to talk to you now. You may not like what I have to say.
I almost forgot. Robert and I signed the papers for him to take over as managing partner. They're on my desk.
You what?
I know. I wouldn't have thought it either, but as it turns out, I'd rather not be managing partner.
That's not what
Hey, Louis, do me a favor. Sign the papers and drop them off to Donna, will you? I think it's important that we do it as soon as possible to show Zane the support that I would have wanted if it would have been me.
Of course, if it would have been you.
Thanks, Louis.
No problem, Harvey. I'll get that off to Donna as soon as I can.
Harvey, you look like the cat that ate the canary.
More like the man who took care of business.
So you got it done?
Samantha got it done.
Does that mean we're good?
It means the next time you're worried about how I handle my clients, tell me to my face.
Fair enough. And how about Samantha? You good with her?
I wouldn't go throwing a ticker tape parade just yet, but yeah. I admit I'm starting to see what you see in her.
Well, that's all I was hoping for. Which means now I can tell you why I was hoping it.
What's going on? What haven't you told me?
That her name goes up on the wall next. And before you say anything, I gave her my word.
Listen, Robert.
Whatever it is you're about to say, it's gonna have to wait because the three of us are gonna have a little talk about something right the hell now.
What's going on, Louis?
I'll tell you what it is. The two of you decided who's running this firm without including me in the conversation.
What are you talking about? You signed the agreement.
The agreement that you drew up and just expected me to be okay with.
You're saying that you want to be managing partner?
No, Robbie. But you wouldn't know that because you never asked. And I will not be the third wheel just because my name comes last.
No one thinks of you as a third wheel, Louis.
Oh, really? Because you wouldn't be here if it weren't for me. And you wouldn't have a firm at all if it weren't for me. I saved both your f***ing asses, and not only didn't you think to thank me, as far as I can tell, you didn't even clock what I did. Now, I am a partner just as much as you, and I am done having to remind you of that. So the next time there's a decision to be made, guys, you better pull up a seat for me at that table, or I swear to God, I will break the whole goddamn thing in two. Any questions?
No, Louis, no questions.
Good.
You know, the elevators come a lot faster when you actually call them.
I was just thinking.
Well, I wanted to let you know that I finished checking on Samantha.
And?
As far as I can tell, she may not be Mother Teresa, but she's an asset to the team.
I guess that depends on who the team is.
What do you mean?
Zane promised Samantha she'd be the next named partner.
And did you tell him that you made the same promise to Alex?
No, I didn't.
Harvey, you can't put them both up at the same time. It'll dilute the promotion for both of them.
I know.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do what Jessica would. I'm gonna go home, make myself a drink, and figure out how to get my way.